Technology is, well, it's everywhere, woven into pretty much every moment of our lives. But what if I told you that every single time you use it, you're making a choice? And a lot of the time, you don't even realize you're making it.
Seriously, just think about it for a second. That simple, almost automatic reflex of reaching for your phone. How many times a day do you actually do that? Because I'm telling you, it's way more than just a habit.
Every single one of those times, you're making a choice. It's usually an unconscious one, right? You're kind of balancing the amazing convenience of tech against some hidden costs. So what exactly is this trade-off we're all making over and over again?
Okay, so on one side, you've got this incredible power, right? Instant connection, everything you could ever want, right at your fingertips. It's amazing. But on the other side of that scale, you're putting your personal privacy, your attention, and even your mental well-being. So today, let's really break down what these choices actually mean for us.
All right, let's get into it. Our first big trade-off, this constant tug-of-war between convenience and our own privacy. And trust me, you're making this choice pretty much every single time you hop online.
Oh, come on. You know this dance. We all do, right? You download a shiny new app and bam, you're hit with this massive wall of text, the terms of service. And who's got time to read that? Nobody. So you just scroll, and hit accept because you just want to use the dang app.
Yeah, we do it because it's convenient, it's easy. But by just blowing past that fine print, what are we actually agreeing to? What piece of ourselves are we handing over?
And this is where it gets kind of wild. The amount of data these apps can collect is staggering. We're talking about things like biometric data, your face, your voice, even the unique rhythm of how you type. They can grab metadata from photos you haven't even shared yet, but honestly, the most concerning thing might just be your clipboard.
Yeah, this is the real danger. It was found that some apps were just constantly accessing the clipboard, even when they were just running in the background. Just let that sink in for a second. Anything you copy, a password, your bank account info, a really private message, could be exposed, and you'd have absolutely no idea.
And look, this isn't just about one or two rogue apps. This is a bigger issue. I mean, we all remember the whole Facebook Cambridge Analytica scandal, right? Personal data from millions of users collected without them knowing and then used for political ads. It really shows this is a widespread, industry-wide problem.
Okay, so that brings us to our next big trade-off. This one's all about connection versus, well, addiction. It's about that super fine line between a tool that's helping you and a tool that's starting to use you. And believe it or not, it all boils down to one simple chemical in our brains.
Dopamine. You've probably heard of it. It's basically the brain's reward chemical. It's that little hit of pleasure that tells your brain, hey, that was good, let's do that again. It's what makes us seek out things that feel good. And let me tell you, tech companies have become absolute masters at triggering it on command.
I mean, just think about your own experience. That little ping of a new notification, the validation you feel when you get a like on a post, that endless, frictionless scroll that guarantees you never, ever have to be bored. Heck, some apps will literally shower your screen with digital confetti when you do something. Every single one of those is a tiny little dopamine hit, designed to keep you coming back.
And these little hits, they're not so harmless. They build up into this really powerful habit loop. Your brain wants the reward, so you check your phone. You get the reward, which makes the loop even stronger for next time. Pretty soon, you're picking up your phone without even thinking about why.
And that's what leads to this feeling. This feeling a lot of us probably know all too well. This sense that you're just scrolling your life away. You're just kind of stuck in this mindless state with no real purpose, and it's not even that satisfying.
So we've covered our data, and we've covered our attention. Now let's kind of zoom out and look at the bigger picture. Let's talk about the trade-off between our freedom to express ourselves online and our responsibility to each other. I mean, the upside here is massive. It's undeniable. The internet has given billions of people a voice. We can share ideas, find our tribe, find communities, and express ourselves on a global scale that it was pure science fiction a generation ago.
But with all that power comes a huge responsibility. And it's so easy to forget that, isn't it? The screen creates this distance, but our digital actions, our words, they have very real consequences for the very real people on the other side of that screen.
So in every single online interaction, we're faced with this choice. Are we going to use these platforms to build people up, to create communities, to share support? Or are we going to go the other way? Trolling, cyberbullying, spreading hate. The tech itself is neutral. The choice is always, always ours. Okay, so we've looked at all these trade-offs. Our privacy, our attention, our communities. The big question is, how do we get back in the driver's seat? How do we start building a healthier, more intentional relationship with all this tech?
Look, the solution here isn't to just throw our phones in a lake. That's not realistic. It's about shifting from being a passive, almost compulsive user to becoming a conscious, mindful one. It's really all about reclaiming your choices. And here are 4 really practical ways you can start doing that. First, unplug on purpose. Just step away from the screens and give your brain a chance to actually recharge. Second, set some real boundaries. Be absolutely ruthless with turning off notifications you don't need. Remember, they are designed specifically to pull you back in. Third, you gotta learn to resist FOMO, that fear of missing out. The best way to do that is to ground yourself in what's happening in your real life, right in front of you. And finally, take control. Actively go into your privacy settings and decide for yourself who gets access to your data.
Because ultimately, that's what this is all about. Technology itself isn't good or bad. It's just a tool, a really, really powerful tool. And so the only question that's left, the one you have to answer for yourself, is how are you going to choose to use it?